Biofuel is traditionally made of food. Corn, sugar canes and several other crops are processed into biomass. With the second generation biomass, only waste is used. The process is more expensive, but instead of spending food and feed, the biomass comes from straws, stems, husks and animal waste. So far it has proven difficult to regulate the market to make room for second generation biomass.
In general, the green transition is higher on the agenda, should be higher on the agenda. We have very exciting developments this autumn on general ambitions on green issues. And of course, biofuels should be in there somewhere. And the big question is, of course, how to promote the second generation of biofuels when there's been massive investments in the first generation. So we have to somehow solve this dilemma. And we have serious negotiations underway on the ILUC, and we have serious discussions on second generation biofuels in general. My ambition is to push this issue as far as possible, but whether we'll succeed is an entirely different matter. We'll have to work hard.
There have been given some money to some regions, central Denmark being one of them. Is that a waste of money if we don't see any regulations at all for this market?
Well, no, I don't consider it to be waste of money, because we have to invest in developing second generation. We have to do a lot of research in these areas, and I was happy to see that Novozymes, one of the leading companies in this area, are really participating very actively when it comes to researching into these fields, also with the use of EU funds. So my conclusion is we have to invest in this second generation, developing second generation. If we don't do that, we'll be stuck with the first generation, and we won't solve this green transition unless we are ambitious and unless we succeed in pushing this issue even further.
Traditionally, southern European countries have been known to be less keen on voting for regulating the market on second generation biofuels because of their investments in first generation. Morten Helveg Petersen doesn't agree to set premises.
I think it's important to bear in mind that a country like Italy is very progressive when it comes to second generation biofuels. So I wouldn't subscribe to a sort of north-south cliche saying that some are more progressive than others. On behalf of the Danish electorate and Danish companies, it's important to push second generation biofuels. But luckily there are allies in there, for example Italy also. But it's going to be a fight. It will be difficult. It will be a tough fight, no doubt about it. But we have to push this issue.
There are several ways of regulating the market. One of them is by demanding targets from member states.
We have to consider some sort of targets on developing second generation biofuel, as well as targets in general are important in this entire green transition when it comes to greenhouse gas emissions or energy efficiency or renewables as such. So having ambitious targets is a good thing if you want to promote a certain development, and that would also be highly relevant in the area of second generations of biofuels.